My beloved child, on this path filled with trials that you walk each day, there are things you see and many things you cannot yet perceive. There are moments when the pressure seems heavy enough to crush your soul. Moments when you feel abandoned in a war you cannot see. But I want you to know this unshakable truth. You are not alone, and you are not as powerless as you think. The enemy of your soul does not sleep. It moves in shadows subtle, deceptive, and cunning. It attacks not only from the outside, but also whispers within you, words meant to make you question yourself, to doubt your worth, and to shake your trust in me. It wants you to believe that you are weak, that you are not enough, that my promises were meant for others more worthy than you. But, my child, do not let those lies become truth within your heart. I am your Father, the one who sees you not just through your mistakes or failures, but through the sacred potential I placed in you from the moment of creation. Before you ever spoke a word, I knew the language of your soul. Before you understood pain, I had already prepared a way of deliverance. Though the enemy may whisper accusations to degrade your worth, remember what I, the Creator, have declared about you. I have called you my masterpiece. I have chosen you, named you an heir to the promise, a vessel for my glory, and what I have ordained, no one can undo. My child, within you is a power greater than anything your eyes have seen. It is not a power of human will or personal striving, but the very power of the Holy Spirit dwelling within you. When I gave you my Spirit, I did not give you mere assistance. I gave you the breath and authority of heaven. That Spirit does not tremble before the darkness, does not retreat in hardship, and does not yield to lies. That Spirit is the fire within you, the wisdom when you are lost, the clear voice when you must decide, the strength when you are drained, and you are never fighting alone. I am with you closer than your very breath. In every moment you feel forsaken, I am present. I hear even the smallest prayer you whisper in the middle of the night. I see every tear you shed that no one else notices. And not only I, but also the angels I have sent surround you, not as fanciful images, but as true warriors, guarding your every step, shielding you from that which you cannot escape on your own. Do not let the whispers of the enemy drown out the resounding voice of your Father. Do not let fear keep you from stepping into the greatness I have prepared for you. Every time you choose to trust me instead of listening to lies, you tear down the strongholds of darkness. Every time you pray, light from heaven pierces through the veil of the enemy's schemes. And every time you stand firm instead of surrendering, you declare to both heaven and hell that you are a warrior of the Most High King. I did not call you into this battle so you would fall. I called you to be victorious. I did not empower you to live in fear, but to walk in divine authority. You are, my child, not in theory, but in living, breathing, sacred relationship. My love for you is not limited by your past, nor does it depend on what you have or have not done. It is everlasting love, a love that sustains, restores, and renews you every single day. So, my beloved child, when dark days come and the enemy tries to stir doubt within you, remember this: you are stronger than you think, because you do not fight with your own strength, but with the power of the one who has overcome the world. Lift up your head. Walk forward with courage, forged by faith, and let my word be the lamp that lights your path. I have given you everything you need to fight and to win. Use the spiritual weapons I have placed in your hands: prayer, promises, trust, and a love that never leaves. When you walk in these things, Nothing can stop you. No weapon formed against you shall prevail. Because I, your eternal Father, your almighty defender, your everlasting love, am fighting alongside you. I love you, and I will never give up on guarding and leading you to the place I have prepared. Because you belong to me. Because you are my victory in this world. My beloved child. In moments when the world trembles, when darkness seems to overshadow the light, and when hearts grow cold to the truth, it is then that I call you. Seek me with all your heart, not in haste or outward form, but with a deep longing from your soul, a pursuit that is sincere, persistent, and whole. Because now, amidst the noise and the lies that surround you, only my voice can lead you out of the maze of confusion that the enemy has crafted to distract you and wear down your faith. I do not say these things to plant fear in your heart, but to awaken the courage I planted in you long ago. The punishments, the consequences, the looming shadows are not accidents, and they are certainly not weapons I use to destroy you. On the contrary, I want you to understand that in the very heart of danger, I am your surest refuge. The judgment that has been decreed cannot stand if you choose to stand in my truth, a truth that does not change, a truth that sets free, a truth built from my eternal love. Child, faith is not a fleeting feeling, nor is it the safety you sense when all is easy. True faith is when you dare to walk forward, even when an invisible wall stands before you, knowing that I will open a way in the very place where no way seems possible. I did not promise you would never face hardship, but I promised to be present in every hardship with you. I never said you would never be hurt, but I tell you that I will heal every wound and use them to teach you the depths of mercy and the restoring power of heaven. I once parted the sea for my people to pass through. I once shut the mouths of lions in the night to protect those who are mine. And today, I will act no less gloriously for you if you believe, but more than the circumstance. Child, what matters is whether your heart truly believes in me, not believing by feelings, but believing by recognition that I am the one who speaks, and I do not break my word. I am the faithful one, the unchanging one. What I have spoken, I will do. What I have promised, I will fulfill, even if the world shakes, even if hearts turn away. My promises remain as an unshakable rock. The enemy will not stop laying snares, and these traps won't always look frightening. They may come wrapped in sweet words, enticing opportunities, or seemingly easy paths. But in those very moments, I invite you to return to me. Keep your heart awake. Do not chase after what appears wise in the eyes of the world, and forget that true wisdom, wisdom that preserves your soul from destruction, comes only from me. When you place your full trust in me, no trap can hold you. When you walk with me, every dark scheme of the enemy will be broken. And if ever you feel too weak to believe, if your faith trembles, then cry out to me. Father, help my unbelief. I do not require you to be a superhuman hero. I only desire your honesty and your wholehearted search for me. I do not come to the perfect. I come to those who long for me, who know they need grace. And I promise you this: anyone who seeks me will find me. No one who truly seeks me ever walks away empty-handed. Look back at your journey. My beloved child, how many times did you think you would collapse? But I lifted you up. How many moments did you despair? Yet I lit a new hope in your heart. That was no coincidence, but my powerful love steadily at work in your life. And that love remains unchanged today. I am calling you back not with fear, but with hope. with the deep assurance that you can begin again, that it is never too late to return, that no one is too far gone for me to reach, that no matter how deep the darkness, my light can still touch you. So come to me. Child, let go of what is holding you back. Risa above fear, doubt, and delay. The moment is now. Open your heart to me. Place your full trust in me, and you will see doors swing open. Doors that the world has locked shut, opened by my hand in ways no one can predict. You will see that not a single plan I have for you is wasted. Not a single promise falls into emptiness. And you will understand, more deeply than ever, that being in my presence is the safest place, the only place where all fear fades and every blessing is released. My beloved child, in a world that constantly shifts, filled with uncertainty and fading promises, there is one thing you can trust completely. My word never changes. I am not a man that I should lie, nor am I like people who regret what they've promised. When I speak, I act. When I promise, I fulfill. You do not need to fear that I will leave you or abandon you midway. My love for you is not based on momentary behavior, but anchored in an eternal covenant, a covenant sealed with mercy, faithfulness, and unending compassion. You are mine not only in name, but by the very sacred bloodline that flows in your soul. I knew you before this world was ever formed. I called you by name when no one knew you, and I have watched every step you've taken, every time you've fallen, every tear you've shed in silence. I was there, not distant, not turned away, not silent out of indifference, but working according to the perfect timing that only I, your father, know. Maybe right now you are facing storms that make your heart tremble. Maybe you're hearing voices of threat, whispers in your mind that judgment is near, that everything is collapsing, that you can't stand. But I tell you this, if you stand with me, every judgment pronounced over you becomes meaningless, because I am the one who has conquered death, hell, and every power of darkness. There is no sentence my grace cannot erase. There is no wound my love cannot heal. There is no path too far that I cannot call you back from. Child, what I need from you is not perfection, but a heart that trusts. Trust in my timing, even if it seems late to you. It is always perfect in my eternal wisdom. Trust in my plan, even if it looks unlike what you hoped. It always yields glory beyond comprehension. And above all, do not let your heart be overtaken by fear. Fear is the enemy's weapon to make you forget who is with you. But remember this, I did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I am working, even when you don't see it. I am weaving a masterpiece out of your broken pieces. Every tear you've shed is not wasted. Every time you chose to believe instead of giving up, you laid another stone in a foundation of enduring victory. I will make all things work together for your good, not because you deserve it, but because I am your Father, and I do it out of unwavering love. Even what looks like failure, what feels hopeless, I can transform into a part of a greater, deeper, more beautiful plan. The enemy thought they had won when you fell, when you weakened, when you felt lost. But child, the truth is this: every time you return to me, every time you raise your faith like a banner in the battle, darkness is pushed back. The enemy cannot hold you if you walk in my light. They will fall, and you, the one they tried to destroy, will rise. Stronger, more steadfast, and more radiant than ever before. Never believe that a season of darkness has the power to cancel the destiny I have placed within you. For I have begun a good work in you, and I will bring it to completion until the very last day. You are my victory in the midst of this chaotic world, and every step you take in trust is a step closer to the fulfillment of the promise I have spoken. I am writing your story with my own loving hands, and the next chapter will not be one of defeat. It will be one of restoration, of triumph, and of abundant life. So, my child, lift up your head. Let faith be the breath you draw each day. Let my word be the lamp that guides you through the night. And know this, even if others abandon you, even if the world turns its back on you, I, your God, your Father, am always here. I have never forsaken you, and I never will, for you are mine, and I love you with an everlasting love. Beloved child of mine, still your heart and hear my voice in this sacred moment. The world may be full of noise, lies, hasty conclusions, prejudice, and fear, but the truth that comes from me always resounds with eternal power. No one can hinder the purpose I have ordained for my Son, Jesus Christ. And likewise, no one can stop the purpose I have ordained for you. My plan cannot be voided, and my promises cannot be revoked. What I have decreed, I will bring to pass. No power, neither of this world nor of the spiritual darkness, can stand against what I have spoken. Look to the cross, the place where Jesus was nailed, where the enemy beat their chest in delusion, believing they had won. It was there that the world thought his story ended. It was a moment seemingly full of shame, defeat, and despair. But, my child, it was in that very moment of deepest darkness that the blazing light of glory began to rise. What seemed like an ending was, in truth, the beginning of eternal life. His suffering was not defeat. It was the most sacred offering. It became the very means by which I, the Almighty God, conquered sin, destroyed the power of death, and flung open the gates of salvation for all humanity. This lesson is not merely a memory to commemorate. It is a living truth for you to embody today. If I can transform the agony of the cross into the glorious triumph of all time, then surely I can transform your wounds, your misunderstandings, your failures, and your sorrows into something good beyond your understanding. The enemy may have plotted to harm you, may have laid traps to bring you down. But what they do not know is that in those very situations, I am quietly weaving a wondrous story, a story only my love and eternal wisdom could ever create. Do not believe for a moment that the pain you endure is meaningless. Do not let fear cause you to doubt your worth or the divine purpose I placed within you from the beginning. Every tear you shed, I have counted. Every stumble, I have witnessed. And every time you rise again, even with trembling faith, heaven rejoices. For I know that it is through trials that your heart is refined like pure gold, and the love between me and you is strengthened in the fire of testing. You may not see the outcome yet, nor understand why everything has happened as it has. But, my child, I am not asking you to understand everything. I am only inviting you to believe that I, who turned the death of Jesus into the greatest triumph, am working in your life with the very same power. What seems broken, I will heal. What seems lost, I can restore. What seems blocked, I will make a way through. And what feels unbearable, I will use to bring forth something sacred, something filled with eternal glory. You are part of my great plan, and that plan is not nullified because others oppose you or because you have made mistakes. I am the one who specializes in turning evil into good, I am not only the healer of your past, I am the one who uses that very past to bring hope to others. Everything you've endured, when placed into my hands, becomes holy material for building faith, for reaching souls hungry for truth, for opening doors you never imagined could exist. Do not compare your journey with others. For every story is written by my hand with a unique brushstroke and an eternal purpose. You don't need to be anyone else but yourself, the one I have called, the one I have loved, the one I have chosen. No matter what the enemy says, no matter how the world may judge you, the truth remains: you are destined for goodness, for greatness, for the eternal things that no one can steal from my hands. So then, my beloved child, rise, stand firm in your faith. Even if the winds rage and the ground shakes beneath you, know that you are never alone. The one who did not forsake Jesus in the darkness of the cross will never forsake you in the shadows of this life. And just as he rose again in glory, so too shall you be raised in hope, restored by grace, and crowned in victory in my name. For no one can stop what I have destined for you, when I myself am the one who stands with you, walks beside you, and completes every good work I have begun in your life. Beloved child of mine, when you are hurt by cold words, by scornful eyes, or by calculated acts meant to pull you down, I want you to pause and remember this: they do not attack you because you are weak, but because they do not truly know who you are. In my eyes, they cannot see the deep truth that resides within your spirit. They do not know that I, the Creator of all, am alive and moving within you. These people judge you by the shallow vision of the flesh, by prejudices shaped by fear and envy. They cannot see past the surface to behold who you truly are in the spiritual realm. And because they do not know, they are mistaken. My beloved child, do not be surprised when there are those who constantly doubt you, mock you, or intentionally seek to wound you. They cannot comprehend what you carry within, for the light in you surpasses the vision of their earthly eyes. They do not know of the silent conversations between you and me in the stillness of the night. They cannot hear the gentle whisper of my voice in your heart, the call drawing you into the sacred destiny I have designed. They do not see the tears you shed on your pillow in prayer. They are unaware that behind your quietness lies a heart being transformed daily by the power of my love. They cannot perceive that you are the one I have chosen, not because you are perfect, but because you are obedient, not because you are strong by worldly standards, but because you are humble before the Almighty. I have placed within you a promise no one can take away. I have entrusted you with gifts no hand can steal. What I have sown into your spirit is not of this world, and thus the world cannot erase it nor claim it as its own. You are a wondrous work, handcrafted by my eternal love. And those who cannot see your value are simply still blind to the true light. My precious child, do not let your heart be dragged down by the lies of men. Do not let the ignorance of others cause you to doubt your worth. I did not create you to live according to the opinions of the crowd. I made you in my image, full of glory, full of purpose, and full of life. When they try to diminish you, they fail to realize they are opposing the very work I am building. But do not be afraid, for no scheme, no matter how cunning, will ever prevail. For I am your defender, the one who stands with you, the one who holds everything I have given you in my mighty hands. They may laugh at you, doubt you, slander your name, but they cannot undo what I have decreed. Your destiny does not rest in their hands. Your path is not determined by the voices of this world, but by the word that proceeds from heaven. and that word never returns void. It works, it transforms, and it fulfills in its perfect time, even if you are rejected, misunderstood, or cast aside. I am using these very things to draw you deeper into my divine plan. I use the judgment of others as tools to refine your soul into a sharpened instrument for the kingdom, and you shall rise not in bitterness, not in anger, but in steadfastness, in compassion, and full of grace. My child, remember this: no one can take away what I have given unless you choose to surrender it. Hold fast to your faith. Do not release your grip on hope. When people turn their backs on you, my arms remain open. When all doors seem shut, I still hold the key. When every human promise breaks, my word remains unshakable. For I am not a man that I should change. My love for you does not hinge on the approval of others. It is anchored in the everlasting covenant I made with you. And believe this: at the appointed time, those who once doubted you will behold my faithfulness in your life. They will see you walking in a peace that surpasses understanding, in wisdom that does not come from books, and in strength that no earthly force can grant, not so that you may be glorified, but so that my name may be exalted. They will be compelled to acknowledge that you are protected by a hand greater than any power on earth. You will stand as living proof to the world that what I give, no one can take away. What I establish, no one can undo. Therefore, my child, walk with your head held high, not out of pride, but in the deep knowing that you belong to me. You carry the mark of heaven, the breath of the Creator, and you are wrapped in a love that will never abandon you. I know you. I understand you. I have chosen you, and that alone is enough to anchor you against every opposing wind. And if ever you feel weak, return here to the place where my voice still echoes, and remember this: they may not know who you truly are, but I do, and that changes everything. My beloved child, when you are wounded by harsh words, by disdainful glances, or by calculated actions aimed at dragging you down, I want you to pause and remember this: it is not because you are weak that they target you, but because they do not know who you truly are in my eyes. They cannot see the depth of truth that lies in your spirit. They are unaware that I, the Creator of all things, am living and moving within you. These people judge you by the narrow lens of flesh, of prejudice, of biases formed from fear and envy. They cannot see beyond the surface to behold who you truly are in the spiritual realm. And because they do not know, they have been mistaken. My child, do not be surprised when some always choose to doubt, mock, or injure you. They are blind to the divine treasure you carry within. They are deaf to our sacred whispers in the night. They cannot sense the pull of my calling within your soul. They do not see the tears that fall when you are alone with me. They cannot comprehend that your silence holds a heart daily renewed by my transforming love. They cannot understand that you are the chosen one, not by merit, but by surrender, not by strength, but by meekness before the Almighty. I have sealed a promise inside you that no force can break. I have given gifts to you that cannot be stolen. What I have planted in you is not of this world, and so this world cannot erase it. You are my masterpiece, shaped by eternal love, and those who fail to see your worth do so because they have not yet been touched by the true light. So, my beloved, guard your heart. Refuse to let lies lower your gaze. Do not let ignorance lead you into self-doubt. You were never made to live under man's gaze, but under mine, formed in glory, filled with purpose. overflowing with life. When they seek to tear you down, they resist the very work I am doing. Yet fear not, for all their plans, no matter how skillfully crafted, will fail. For I am your shield, your advocate, your sovereign provider. What I have given you is secure in my hands. They may mock you, slander you, or cast you aside, but they cannot rewrite what I have ordained. Your destiny lies in my will, not in the noise of man. My word will accomplish what it was sent for. It will not fail, even in rejection and misunderstanding. I am shaping you for greater things. Their scorn is sharpening your spirit into a weapon of light for my kingdom, and you will rise not in revenge, but in strength, in mercy, and in the fullness of grace. My dear child, never forget this: no one can take away what I have given you, unless you yourself choose to let it go. Hold fast to your faith. Do not release your grip on hope. When the world turns its back on you, my arms remain open. When every door slams shut, I still hold the keys. When every human promise fails, my word remains unshakable. For I am not man that I should change my mind. The love I have for you does not depend on the validation of others. It rests upon the everlasting covenant I have made with you, and you alone. Entrust that. At the appointed time, those who once doubted you will witness my faithfulness in your life. They will see you walking in a peace that surpasses all understanding, in a wisdom not taught by books, in a strength not rooted in earthly powers, not so that you may receive glory, but that my name may be lifted high. They will be forced to admit that you are guarded by a hand far greater than any power of this world, and you, my beloved, will become a living testimony to the world that what I give, no one can take away, and what I establish, no one can undo. So then, my child, walk with your head held high, not out of pride, but out of the holy confidence that you belong to me. You bear the imprint of heaven within you, carry the breath of the Creator inside your lungs, and are covered by a love that will never leave you. I know you. I understand you. I have chosen you, and that alone is enough for you to stand firm against every wind that blows in opposition. And if one day you feel weak, come back to this place where my voice always echoes, and remember this: they may not know who you truly are, but I do, and that makes all the difference. Because, my child, the story I am writing in you cannot be stopped. The punishment they intended for you will not be the final word. I alone hold the future in my hands, and I will lead you through this season of trial with a faith that is stronger, a wisdom that runs deeper, and a soul that is rooted more firmly in my love. Remember the moment when Jesus stood before Pilate, when he remained silent before the accusations, when he did not defend himself against the lies spoken of him. He did not need to explain, because he knew the Father was with him. He knew that human judgment was not the final judgment. Likewise, when you are judged, when lies surround you, when you are misunderstood and misrepresented, do not despair. Do not feel the need to justify the light I have placed within you. True light does not ask darkness for permission to shine. And you, who carry my breath, my love, and my divine design, do not need the approval of anyone to keep walking the path I have set before you. Every accusation, every resistance, every scheme meant to bring you down will only become the foundation upon which I raise you higher. The punishment they intended for you will not bear the fruit they hoped. Instead of destroying you, it will mature you. Instead of terrifying you, it will embolden your faith. And instead of making you lose yourself, it will lead you to find the truest version of who you are, stronger, humbler, and closer to me than ever before. There may be moments when you cannot yet see what I am doing. You may feel confused, disoriented, or even crushed. But I ask you one thing: do not let go. Even if all you have is a faint breath, hold on to me, for I am at work in the deepest places of your heart. I am planting what will one day bloom with fragrance on soil once trampled and torn. I am rebuilding from the inside out, shaping you, not according to the applause of men, but in accordance with the eternal truth of heaven. Let me be your refuge when the storms arise. Let my voice be the only one you listen to when others try to drown you in doubt. Let me be your guiding light in the darkness, for I am the one who was there for Jesus, and I will be there for you. I did not let my son remain in the grave. I raised him in glory, and I will do the same for you. I will lift you up, robe you in righteousness, and place you in places you never dreamed you would stand. My beloved child, do not let the judgments of this world cloud the true value you hold in my eyes. You are not a failure, nor are you forsaken. You are the chosen one, the one whom I protect and love with an unbroken, eternal love. You are walking in a divine plan that no force can destroy. Trust that what is happening today is merely the middle chapter of a story whose ending has already been written by the one who never fails. So, my child, stand firm. Walk in the peace that comes from the faith that no one can rewrite what I have authored. And when you look back, you will see that it was in the very season of trial that you grew, that you matured, and that you found me in the deepest way. My story in you will not be hindered, and you will come to see that through all the wounds, I never left. I was there with an unchanging love, with arms always open, and with a promise that has never wavered. I am with you, even to the end of the age. My beloved child, when trials come crashing into your life like unannounced storms, when every door of hope seems to be closing and injustice casts its shadow over your soul, pause for a moment to listen to my voice, the voice of the one who formed you with eternal love. I know your weariness. I see your silent tears, the unspoken questions, the endless nights that seem to swallow your strength. But, my child, let me remind you of an eternal truth your heart needs to hear again. What you are enduring, the punishments the world has laid upon you, the burdens that feel impossible to bear, they are only temporary. They are not the full story. They are not the end. They are but a moment in the divine symphony I am composing for your life. Look to the cross where Jesus, my beloved Son, bore the ultimate pain amid ridicule, betrayal, and abandonment. In the eyes of men, that punishment appeared to be complete defeat. The world thought his death was the end, but it was not. It was just a moment I allowed, that opened the door to unfathomable glory. 3 days later, he rose in triumph, overcoming death, breaking the chains of sin, and opening the way of salvation for all mankind. And what was true for Jesus is also true for you. My precious child, the trials you are facing, no matter how great, are not your final destination. Any punishment spoken over you, any criticism weighing on your heart, any affliction gnawing at your body or soul, none of it defines you. It is all but a small thread in the vast tapestry I am weaving for your life. Nothing happens apart from my permission, and I will never allow any trial that does not play a part in perfecting you, lifting you higher, and drawing you nearer to me. You may feel weak, defeated, or unworthy. But I want you to understand this. It is in those very moments that my power is made most clear. When you have nothing left to cling to, it is then you discover that my hand alone is enough to keep you from falling. When everything else fades, my love becomes most visible, and these passing trials will become the very substance I use to refine your faith, deepen your wisdom, and root your heart more firmly in my unshakable grace. My child, do not see everything through the narrow lens of the present. Look with the eyes of faith, eyes that know beyond the dark clouds. Light is waiting. Remember, your story is not over. What you are going through is not the final chapter. I am still writing, and every word I write is soaked in providence, love, and divine purpose. One day, you will look back and see that what seemed like punishment became a lesson. What seemed like loss became the foundation for a new beginning. And what seemed like the end of all hope became the birthplace of resurrection. I do not promise you will never cry, but I promise to wipe your tears. I do not say you will never fall, but I promise to lift you up every time. I do not guarantee a life free of pain, but I promise that no pain will ever be in vain. And when you come through the furnace of trial, you will not be the same. You will be wiser, stronger, brighter, for you have been refined by the fire of faith and shaped by the loving hand of your Father. Therefore, my beloved child, do not give in. Do not measure your worth by temporary circumstances. Do not let the voices of the world grow louder than my voice. Stand firm, even if it is with only a flicker of hope. Keep walking, even if every step trembles, for I am with you every minute, every hour. And I, who turned the death of Jesus into the doorway of glory, will also turn your trial into a testimony of my faithfulness, my power, and my love that never changes. In the end, victory has been declared. The conclusion is secure, and you will not only overcome, you will emerge from the trial as a living witness of my grace, carrying a strength not from this world but from heaven itself. For you are not a victim of circumstance, but a testimony of my limitless power. Your story will continue, and the final glory still awaits. My beloved child, in those moments when everything feels like it's falling apart, when darkness seems to wrap itself around your sight, and when the voices of the world echo false accusations into your soul, stop and listen to my words, because in the midst of all that noise, there is still a voice that rises above every other. It is mine, the final word, the voice that carries life, healing, and victory, the punishment the enemy crafted for you, the condemnations the world so quickly assigned, the traps the shadows secretly laid. They do not hold the final say. I do, and my words are not words of condemnation, but words of life, of restoration, and of glory. Do not let your heart tremble at what you face. Do not let fear take root in the heart ablaze with faith, because the truth is, you are not alone. I, your Creator, the Almighty, the one who knew you, even in your mother's womb, am right here, beside you. In every breath you take, in every step you walk, you may feel weary, misunderstood, rejected, or forgotten, but my love has never left you. It does not waver with emotion, nor fade with seasons. It is steadfast like the rock, powerful like the ocean, and gentle like the morning dew. What the enemy meant to destroy you, the threats, the hidden schemes, the wounds sewn into your heart, will never have the power to defeat you, because you were not created to be destroyed. You were created to overcome, not by your own strength, but by the grace I have placed within you. I have given you everything you need to endure the steadfastness of my spirit, wisdom from above, and courage born of unshakable love. Every moment you persist and refuse to quit. You declare that you belong to me, and those who belong to me are never defined by the schemes of the enemy. Remember, my beloved, the power of darkness is but a shadow before my light. It may stir fierce winds, but it cannot extinguish the flame I have ignited within you. It may prowl and cause you to stumble, but it cannot stop you from rising. Each time you fall but choose to rise again, the kingdom of darkness trembles. And in the end, when your victory is made visible, when your faithfulness becomes a witness to a story beyond human understanding, the enemy itself will have to admit it never held control. It was only ever a pawn in the hand of my sovereign will, a piece in the greater plan it could never comprehend. Never interrupt. My beloved child, my presence does not depend on your emotions. Whether you feel that I am near or far, I am still there. When you cry, I hold you in silence. When you don't know how to pray, my spirit intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. When you think you are lost, the truth is that I am leading you deeper into my love, a place where you do not just hear about me, but truly come to know me. And in the end, when the final curtain falls, when the light of heaven reveals the whole picture, you will realize that what you once thought were punishments were actually the very tools I used to refine your faith. The moments you wanted to give up were the very times I was teaching you to stand firm. The pain you endured became the place where I composed your song of restoration. And the love I have for you, that love will become clearer than ever. Nothing in heaven or on earth, neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, can ever separate you from my love, the love that is in Christ Jesus, my beloved Son. So then, my child, do not define yourself through the lens of what you are suffering. See yourself through my eyes that see completely, not just what is happening, but what is to come. I do not merely see a person enduring trials, but a warrior in the making. I do not merely see a soul in pain, but a light breaking forth in the midst of darkness. And I see your ending not as defeat, not as collapse, but as victory, as restoration, as glory. I have spoken, and my word is final. Not a word of condemnation, not a word of accusation, but a word of life, a word that lifts up, transforms, and makes all things new. You are mine. You have been strengthened, chosen, and predestined to live a life of glory in me, and nothing, no one, no enemy, no circumstance can ever change that. My precious child, as you stand at the crossroads of life amid difficult choices, caught between the loud voices of the world and the gentle whispers within, my invitation is this: lift your eyes and look beyond what is seen. Before you lies a story not authored by man, but woven by my hand from eternity, a story born of unconditional love, painted with infinite power, and guided by a divine purpose that only I can give. In every situation, whether in joy or sorrow, ease or hardship, I am writing each line, and every stroke of my pen carries hope, grace, and life. Engrave this truth upon your heart. My child, you belong to me, not just as a name or an abstract idea, but as an unerasable truth. You are mine chosen, called, and anointed to live not in fear, but in unshakable confidence. And because you are mine, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. There may be arrows flying from every direction. There may be accusations, rejections, and closed doors. But do not let those things define you. For victory does not come from what you see, but from the one in whom you place your trust. Child, you are more than a conqueror in Christ Jesus, not because you are stronger than others, but because you are rooted in the one who never loses. In him, you wear the armor of righteousness, the crown of life, and walk with feet firmly planted upon the solid rock of my living word. You do not fight alone, because this battle is not yours, it is mine. You need only to stand firm, stay faithful, and let me move everything you need. I have already given every weapon you require. I have prepared, and every victory you long for, I have already secured. The enemy may try to make you forget that truth. They may whisper lies in your ear, sow seeds of doubt, make you believe you are alone, unworthy, or forgotten. But my child, let your heart be still and listen to what is true. You are covered by the blood of Christ, a shield no power can penetrate. You are protected by my mighty hand, a refuge no storm can uproot. And you are held secure in my everlasting love, a love that is not shaken by your emotions, not diminished by temporary failures, and not exhausted by the passing of time. O my child, stand firm when the winds blow strong and the ground beneath you seems to tremble. Do not let your heart waver. Remember that I am with you not in some abstract way, but truly and vividly. I go before you to make the way. I walk beside you to journey with you, and I come behind you to guard you. There is not a single step you take without my mark upon it, not a single prayer you whisper that escapes my hearing, and not a single moment passes without my eyes watching over you. Your victory has been ordained, not because circumstances are favorable, but because I have spoken, and my word never returns void. When I say you will overcome, it means you will overcome. When I say you will not be destroyed, it means no force can defeat you. When I promise that I will be with you, even if the whole world turns away, I will not depart. That which has risen against you, schemes, misunderstandings, hatred, or failure, will not last. For your foundation is not rooted in this world, but in the unshakable kingdom of heaven. Therefore, my child, trust in me. Walk forward without hesitation, without fear. Let every step you take reflect the faith of one who knows to whom they belong, and knows the one who walks beside them is faithful and true. And in your very life, you will witness my faithfulness fulfilled, not as a theory, but as a living reality. You will look back and see that every tear, every moment of waiting, every barren season was not wasted. It was all used by me to deepen you, strengthen you, and prepare you for something far greater that I have already planned. I am Jehovah your God, the one who never changes, the one who keeps every promise, the only one with authority over your future. And I promise you, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Whatever happens, whoever comes or goes, I remain the place you can always return to, the safest refuge for your soul. And my love for you, fierce, tender, unwavering, will always be the firm foundation upon which you can rise, move forward, and live worthy of the name, one who belongs to the Father. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone. He is beside you in every moment, continually reminding you to live in faith and trust in His love. Press follow and turn on notifications so you never miss a word from above. Amen.